Hey guys, what's up? It is Jared from Click Capital, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the robotics and artificial intelligence sector. And as I think this could be one of the leading sectors of the next bull market when it does start. So let's get on to why I think that. And first, let's look at what the leading sectors of the last bull market was, the bull market that finished early last year. So they were semis. And if we zoom out here on a monthly chart, going back to about 2012, we can see semis got up to almost 1,000% in that prior decade. Another leading sector was internet stocks. So this is the Internet Index Fund, FDN, that got up to almost 700%. And the big one, especially in the late stage of the bull market, was cloud stocks. As many of you probably remember how ridiculous some of the prices and valuations these cloud stocks go, and that are still being repriced. So cloud had a really big run up in the late. So those were the sectors of the last leading sectors of the last bull market. Why do I think BOTZ could be one of the lectures? So it was an underperformer. You can see it on the price. It's actually gone sideways since 2017, and if we can compare it against the Nasdaq in a spread chart, we can see it's actually went down almost 50% in that time. So it's significantly underperformed. And so what do I think now could be the time to get in? So first, before we come back to the technicals and analyze the technicals, we'll first analyze the fundamentals. So you might have heard about Microsoft considering a $10 billion investment in ChatGPT creator OpenAI. They probably will go ahead with this because they've already invested $1 billion, and this is really going to give some competition for Google. This is the biggest threat to Google's monopoly on search, and almost 20 years since Google took it off Yahoo. Back in the day. So this and Microsoft's not just going to use it in search for to juice up Bing. They're going to add it to all their products, Office, developer tools, and for their own internal use as well. So they're definitely going to ramp this thing up. And Microsoft, being the second biggest company in the world, they have got the platform, the talent, the capital, infrastructure, and everything to really take this thing as far as it can go. For those of you who don't know ChatGPT or haven't used it yet, here's just a few things you can do with it. You can quickly write a customized resume and cover letter. You can create original jokes. You can explain complex topics. You can solve tricky math problems. You can get relationship advice. You can write music in almost any genre. You can write, debug, and explain code. Create content in multiple languages. Prepare for a job interview. Write essays on almost any topic. Just having a chat companion. I'll go over and show you an example inside my Chat GPT account of something pretty cool that it can do. So let's, for example, something completely random, write an argument in the tone of Snoop Dogg on why investing in stocks is better than bonds. Listen up, y'all. Investing in stocks is the way to go, not bonds. Bonds might be safe, but they ain't going to give you the same return as stocks. And it goes on, and it's quite amazing how it can just understand exactly what you're saying. Like it's literally a human on the other side, writing super quick. Look at this. So don't be playing it safe. Put your money in stocks and watch it grow like a weed in a hydroponic garden. I mean, it just knows exactly. Google's not at this level, and this is still kind of in beta mode. Wait till Microsoft dumps $10 billion in it and puts all their infrastructure and teams behind this thing. Like this, it's a crazy thought. Microsoft Bing could actually take over Google in 2 or 3 years market share. Imagine that. Google with its 90% market share all this time. Maybe that's the reason why Google is being priced the way it is, but maybe the market is right because Google has been going down, and a lot of people are saying it is good value, and it is. And if you look on traditional valuation metrics, it is good value against its current and expected cash flows. But what happens if those future expected cash flows are under threat? Then maybe the market's right here and taking it off quite a lot. So this is really interesting. And listen to CEO Sataya Nadella, what he's actually saying. And this was just a few days ago.
I believe we're going to see the next leg of disruption as well as displacement.
I think the next phase, if I had to sort of say, if you say mobile and cloud was the last paradigm, the next really is going to be AI. And that's going to happen in the next, I would say, 2 to 3 years is going to be as big. It'll be more like I take it back to 2007, 2008 is when cloud and mobile became big. I think we're in that phase when it comes to AI.
So that's interesting. So he's spot on right. The big thing of the last decade, if you think about it, was mobile and cloud. That's done now. That's all reached the blow-off top. And so what's the next thing in tech? AI. And you've got the CEO of one of the biggest companies, tech companies in the world, the second biggest company in the world, saying that. So that's where he thinks he's going, and he's also going to invest like that. So could Microsoft be really kicking off the trend in AI? That's what we're thinking. We're thinking this is a good bet because investment is growing a lot into this sector already. Just in the last year or two, the investment's coming in the biggest year-on-year growth in 20 years. President Research has got, we're expected the AI industry is supposed to be 164 billion this year. By 2030, end of the decade, just in 7 years, it's up to 1.6 trillion. That's almost a 10x. Like that's a huge thing. And this is not just AI companies themselves. This is all industries using AI. Just like I used ChatGPT then to have a little bit of fun. Like this, everyone can use AI. We're all going to eventually have our own personal AI assistants. And these numbers are backed up by Fortune Business Insights as well, who are projecting 1.4 billion by 2029, which is about the same as President's, actually a bit more. So best way to play this. Unless you're an expert in AI or tech and you've got the time to really dig deep and go to the company level, the best way to play it for most people is probably the ETFs. Okay, just like over the past decade, if you just bought the internet index ETF or the cloud or semis, you didn't have to worry about following a company and earnings and CEOs and all this. You could just bet on the whole sector. So the two biggest ETFs in the sector is BOTZ and Robo. So we've just got a little simple comparison here of the two ETFs. So we'll just go through them so determine why we came to the one that we did. So BOTZ actually has a cheaper expense ratio at 0.68 versus Robo at 0.95. Has a little bit assets under management, more than double the daily volume, and it's more concentrated with 44 holdings versus 83. So that's all stuff we like, and it's got cheaper trading spread to get in and out, better tracking from NAV, and however BOTZ is down more over the last year, down 34, almost 35% the last year versus Robo down 25%. That's because it's more concentrated, as we'll show on, and it's got really good leading companies around the world. And what we like about this is it's got 67% in its top 10 versus Robo has only got 17%. So the way to outperform, the way to really get a hold of something is to concentrate. So that's quite concentrated for an ETF, but that's what we prefer. However, at the end of the day, they're both very correlated. They've got 95% correlation. They have very similar daily, monthly, and annualized standard deviation. But one thing we like about BOTZ, it's a bit more geographically diversified. It's only got 42% of the fund in the States. And what we do like, it's got 34% in Japan, which has a long history with robotics and automation and AI. So we think they're going to come from their decades-long, sleep and wake up with this new trend of AI. Switzerland as well at 13%. They've got some great companies. So you get a good mix around the world with BOTZ across many different sectors as well. And it's not just all large cap, the biggest companies in the world that don't have the potential to really run. It's actually got 39% in mid cap and 8% in small cap. So that's got a good mix and is really leveraged to this sector and is what we think is the easiest way to play. So that's the fundamental bull thesis. Of course, it all comes down to timing. This could start tomorrow. This could start next week, next year. Let's look at the technicals on BOTZ. We are bullish on the short-term daily trend, okay? And let's go out to the medium trend. We've broken this trend line. Still hasn't quite gotten bullish yet. It probably will when we get up here. So it's forming a nice long base that's been going on for 3/4 of a year. And if we look at if we go back to the daily and we look at BOTZ, how's it performing relative to the NASDAQ index? Wow, look at that. That is a strong parabolic uptrend. And if we zoom out to the medium term, which is always a better way to see what's going on, we have gone bullish on the spread of BOTZ versus NASDAQ. So it is starting to outperform off this base. And remember that it has underperformed for a long time. Is this the bottom? We think so. It's not going to underperform forever. And all those cloud and semis and all those things that have just been, overcooked, that's part of this reason. And the mega cap tech as well. So we like BOTZ here as we are long in long-term portfolios, BOTZ, and this is something I'd love to hold for the rest of the decade and wait till it goes, deep into a bull market and sell it, just like the cloud stocks and semis, after prices doubled in a year or two, and really try and get the meat out of this thing. So with Microsoft coming into it, the industry growth, we think now is a great time. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a registered financial advisor, so please take everything I say as educational in nature. And remember that trading stocks and ETFs is full of risk, so only invest money that you can afford to lose. But this is one that is interesting to watch, and just subscribe to the channel and I will keep you updated on this trade. And it's something we look at in our daily technical analysis. We do a video each day after market close of technical analysis of all the top markets, and this is one I'm looking at every day now. So you'll get daily technical commentary from me on this, and we'll keep an eye on the fundamentals as well. However, for now, we're long, and we're looking at this as a good entry off the base. And it's as an investment, you want to buy things after they've been de-risked down, not up the top when everyone and their brother and dog is talking about it. You want to get them when everyone's given up on it, and so we think that's happened. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I appreciate it, and we hope to see you again soon.